Now what I want to do is take this same object, edit, clone it, bring it over to the side here, shrink it down a bit, and I kind of want to remove all these different things that I've done to it, like the shadow and the outline, so that I have just a basic heart like this. And now I want to turn this into what's called a paint stroke. So I'll select that, choose this tool, and I'll create a brush from it. And I'll name this brush Heart. Click OK. Okay, that's right. I was testing this earlier, so let me give it another name, Heart 3. Okay, so now I can just take my pencil tool and draw all over the screen like this. And I know that looks horrible right now. All right, but let's change that. Let's give it an 8-point stroke. And actually, let's give it a 24-point stroke, and let's edit this brush, and you're going to see some really cool things happen here. So one of the things that we want to change first of all is the rotation a little bit, and then we'll change we'll randomize the rotation, or I'm sorry, the spacing. Then we'll change the offset a little bit. Actually, we'll leave the offset alone. We'll change the scaling so that some of the hearts are bigger than others, just like that. We'll change the rotation a bit and give it some transparency. We'll actually keep the transparency alone, and we'll change the hue a little bit. Not the hue, but the saturation. I'm sorry. So that we've got this nice random look in the hearts for the background. Actually, I'm going to change this spacing just a little bit more, add a little bit more randomness to it, like that. Okay. So hit save, so that brush is saved. And I'm going to take this brush stroke that I created. Actually, I'm going to pull the main heart and pull it up front by selecting it and choosing move forward or bring to front. And these hearts in the background, what I'm going to do is make those a little bit transparent so that they're not so overwhelming. Something like this. Okay? Now, what if I wanted to, I can also, since I created a brush before based on those hearts, there's some areas here that need a little bit more hearts, so I'm going to add a few here like this, and bump up the stroke there like that, and make them transparent some more, and move those to the back as well, so move backward. Okay, so that's kind of rough looking, but we'll just move some of those hearts around so that I could make it look a little bit more random and clean it up a little bit, but you get the basic idea. So now what we want to do is add some text. We want to add the words love, so I'll type that in, love, and you can't see it right now, so I'm going to select that and give it a size. Actually, let me bump that font up to about 120. And I don't want black, I want white, so I'll select the text itself, choose the white swatch on my color palette here, and I don't like that font too much either. That's just Arial font, so I'll choose a different font. I'll select the text, come over to my font tool, and I'll just move over the different fonts to get a feel for what they look like. And I like Aharoni right there, and I'm going to shrink down the size in between the characters themselves. So there we go. There we have love. Now what I want to do is add a little bit of a transparency to this. So I'll add a linear transparency, kind of give it a reflective look, if you will. And I'll actually make that a little bit bigger. Move that there. Now what I want to do is take that same font and clone it, because I'm going to add some text underneath it, and I don't want to have to redo all these steps. So I'm going to change the size of that to probably 32. That looks good. And I'm going to remove the transparency to no transparency. Move that here. And now I want to change this text to read family dot friends dot dot work dot puppies. Alright, and let me add a little space right there. So now we have our text for family, friends, work, puppies. And the last thing I want to do is add a little sparkle to the heart right here. And that's real easy. I'll select my rectangle tool and I'll drag out a little elongated rectangle like that. I'll turn it white. And then I'm going to add a transparency to it. An elliptical transparency like that. And I'm going to move that over here a bit. Next I'm going to clone that rectangle and rotate it 90 degrees. Then I'm going to select both items and group them, and if this doesn't make any sense, it will after you use Xara for a while. Let me shrink that down a bit. Now let me clone that again to show you what I'm going to do to create this sparkle, and I'll rotate that cloned item 45 degrees. Oops. Let me shrink it down this way by choosing the arrow tools. Okay, so there we have the basics of our sparkle. I'm going to select all the items there and group them so that they work together as one item. Shrink it down a bit. Put my sparkle on my heart right there. And there you go. You have the completed clarity map for love, family, friends, work, puppies. I hope that you found this fun and enjoyable, and you can see that it's not really that hard. Some of the things you may not have understood while I was doing them using Xara, but I'm telling you, if you use this tool, it's very intuitive. Things work intuitively. You can see them live, the changes that you make live without going into dialog boxes and things like that. And it's an awfully fun program to use. So thanks for watching and have an awesome day.